Hello, everyone. So I'm here with Phoenix today, and he recently created a YouTube channel at Phoenix Mystic. There will be videos for him up soon on his channel. So, Phoenix, let's talk about practical magic, something that everyone can do with the bare amount of resources. So, what are a couple, two or three magical practices that you can do, whether it be spells or talismans, to increase your basically your magical outputs and to affect change in your life? Just go ahead and take it away, Phoenix.
So one thing I would say is sigils daily. Like that's something really, really easy you can do if it's just an I am statement you want to meditate on, or if it's just to practice, just, getting in that state every day. You have a video on sigils. It's fairly simple. People argue on how to do them. It doesn't really matter. It's your belief and intent at the end of the day. That's all magic is belief and intent, and then focus in a sense. So a little trick I had a video on I was doing before my channel was created. I won't go into too much detail about, but it's how to create a charm spell. And I use the planetary aspects and what they're related to, old and new. So this actually goes into something I was talking about at work today with a friend. So I'll have the symbol for, say, Mars here. Let me get that to where you can see that. There you go. And then I'll draw something like Saturn. And if someone's messing with you at work, you can simply draw something like this. You can draw Saturn, say, on the Mars phallus area or anywhere. You just combine the two, and you can write the person's name and date of birth if you have it in there, or just my opposers. And since it's a charm spell, I'm not going to fold this towards you because I don't want anything happening, because this is such a powerful technique I found. Even mocking it can do things. So you just kind of fold it away from you, or you can just keep it in your pocket. Whatever you want to do, you can write around it like typical charm spells. And just having, say, this on you to bind people from being able to work against you at work is something very practical. That's an example. You can use the symbols for any planet with their correspondence with another one, and it's fairly simple.
Is
And
there value in burning it or discarding it in the trash?
I do release it. I've only burned it. Like this here can be used for more than just that. I've used this one to bind someone's obsession to me. Now, I don't know why it didn't last that long. I think I had too many spells going for something along those lines to where it kind of conflicted. But I would either burn it or bury it. That's my recommendation. But this is essentially a sigil and a charm spell in one. You could throw it in water, whatever. But yeah, if you just kept, let's say, the symbol just for protection, let's say, you could keep it on you. It's whatever you want to do.
So writing the name inside of basically the head of the sigil makes it an offensive measure or a defensive measure, whereas just keeping the sigil itself is very protective. Is that what you're basically referring to?
I mean, it could be either way. You can write the person's name in there and maybe cross yours. I wouldn't do that if it was for protection, and fold it away like the people's names. I've used this to name people by name at work, and even after I burned the sigil, one of our night managers, he's actually became fond of me, but people were working against me. I folded it away from me, kept it on me, and I burned it and released it. This was some months ago, and people aren't really able to work against me now. And then I did one with Mercury, and I don't remember what planets. It came to me in a video I'll be uploading, and it wasn't my original intent, like I told you earlier, to do that. But it said people only speak highly of me. And I believe I either have it sitting around somewhere, I have forgotten about it, or burned it, and that's manifest pretty quick as well.
Do you feel like knowing your astrological symbol and creating that as part of maybe writing something like that actually makes it more effective, or can you just do any in general as far as planetary orientation?
So as far as I'm concerned, as long as you believe in it, we all have every single planet in one placement. Some are generational, some move every 2 days like the moons, even the asteroids. I haven't used the asteroids yet. I've only used the planets. But you could use the asteroids, anything that corresponds. I mean, I've used this to I used Venus for love and Mars and then Saturn. And it wasn't even romantic love. It was so someone would favor me I wrote their name sometimes in the sigil. I think it was like 3 and mine 7 or something like that, like a typical charm spell, and wrote like favor me around it. And I folded that one towards me. And so these are just examples. Anything like pen and paper is essentially what I'm getting to. This is all you need for everyday magic. If you're short on supplies or anything, that and candles, and then meditation. Meditation to me is magic. It really is.
To make it more effective as far as a protection, I don't know, spell or protection talisman, would you recommend keeping it in some kind of container as far as a Ziploc bag or a velvet bag, or would you just have it in your pocket, just itself?
I would fold it away or towards me depending on the correspondence, to my left hand if I want to take something in, right? Whatever correspondence you find. I haven't put anything in pouches yet. I've kept things under my pillows. That helps. But I do recommend, I'm glad you said that, charging it like you would a sigil, or kind of scrying into it in a sense. And for me, I never see things like flash back and forth. I see them like come off the page. I don't know why that is. That's just how it works for me.
How long do you have to focus on it? How long do you have to focus on it before it really becomes animated? Or is it just not reliant on focus?
It varies. It really varies for me. As soon as I kind of let my thoughts drift and I'm not paying too much attention to them, or I really focus, it just depends. I will say hemisync or theta gamma sync binaural beats. If I do that and stare at it, it is way more effective and powerful because it gets you into the theta gamma sync.
Okay, and as far as, is there a way to cast a spell without symbols and just write words? And how would you suggest that somebody does that? Or do you not know of a way to just write words and cast it as a spell or a talisman? Is that something that you use?
I mean, like you could use it like a sigil. You could use it like a mantra. I have literally cast spells without meaning to, which was really messed up. I should have had love towards this guy, I'll admit, but I looked at this old coworker of mine. I'm like, in my head, I thought, I hope your car fucking breaks down and you're late to work, because he was a dick. And that happened about 3 days later. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, really, you don't need any tools or anything. If you're really intense and really want something and believe in it, you can have it. These are just simply to help you manifest that, to help your mind get in the right state.
Do you think somebody has to have a basic understanding and practice of meditation before they can focus properly to cast this? Or does it just make it more effective?
I think it just makes it more effective. I mean, before I was into meditation, well, I did it as a kid without knowing what it was in a sense or another. But before I really was into meditation, I would unknowingly cast spells with my thoughts or words, and I would literally cause things to come into existence. Some people call that the law of attraction. To me, that's all magic.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So is there any advice in wrapping up this video that you'd give to somebody who is seeking to use the tactics you're talking about, as far as, kind of allowing their intention to be focused, or allowing themselves to really commit to a certain technique without straying from the original purpose? Anything like that? Is there any advice that you would give to somebody trying to use these tactics?
Just experiment with it and find what works for you. If this doesn't work for you, find something. Because like I said, there are hundreds of resources you can use pen and paper for on YouTube. I'm actually doing one tonight with this blue pen. I might make a video on that. I'm using someone else's. But anyways, candle magic. One last thing I was going to say, candle magic is very practical. If you use that in combination with this and the corresponding colors with planets, and you offer those as an offering or whatever, it's done. That's a little less practical, but that is something powerful. I would recommend you start trying if you're going to try these tactics.
All right. Thank you very much for coming here, Phoenix. Hope that people check out your channel. Once again, what is your channel name?
Phoenix Mystic.
Excellent. So, hey, thank you very much for coming to my channel. I hope to see all of you on my channel in the future.